Around the 1940s, precisely during the height of the war, Nazi Germany held a terrible secret that could change the course of the world. This hidden dreadful secret was none other than the V2 rocket project. So, what was this terrible project like? Let's uncover it together. In 1939, England, along with its allies, was at war against the Axis powers. Germany's early strength in the war had overwhelmed the Allies. However, the story took a turn in 1943, when Germany, previously known for its aggressiveness, shifted to a defensive posture. But, during that time, Allied intelligence received news of a new threat from Germany against the Allied nations, especially England. After failing in the development of the V1 rocket, Germany embarked on a new innovation by designing a supersonic rocket weapon. This weapon was intended to terrorize the civilian population of England while seeking vengeance. The story began in the 1930s, when an engineer named Werner von Braun was still a student at the Technical University of Berlin. While completing his doctorate, von Braun also worked as an assistant in a research program on liquid-fueled rocket engines. In 1932 to 1933, the Nazi Party achieved full power in Germany. And at that time, a German army artillery officer, named Walter Dornberger, came to recruit von Braun to assist in the development of long-range rocket weapons for military purposes. Initially, the design was inspired by the findings of the American physicist, Robert Hutchings Goddard. Goddard was the creator of the world's first liquid-fueled rocket on March 16, 1926. Several German scientists, including von Braun himself, even contacted Goddard several times to discuss the basic techniques of rocket development. Von Braun worked on the development of the rocket 4 times, with the first 3 versions experiencing failures. However, on October 3, 1942, the Aggregate 4, or A4 rocket, successfully launched. The A4 rocket weighed approximately 12 tons, was about 14 meters long, and used amatol explosives weighing about 1 ton. This rocket could travel a distance of about 320 kilometers and reach a maximum speed of up to 5,760 kilometers per hour. At the beginning of the war, Hitler was not very enthusiastic about the long-range rocket program. He regarded it as nothing more than an artillery shell with a rocket boost, and it was expensive. However, as the Allies continued to pressure the German army, on December 22, 1942, Hitler finally approved the mass production of the V2 rockets. Because Germany lacked skilled labor to produce the targeted number of weapons, the Nazis used inmates from the Mittelbau-Dora concentration camp to work underground in what became known as Mittelwerk. The reason Germany produced the V2 rockets underground was due to the constant Allied interference with V2 operations in Piemont. As a result of the development of this weapon, approximately 12,000 prisoners perished in just a year and a half. The A4 rocket then changed its name from Aggregate 4 to Vergeltungswaffe 2, or abbreviated as V2. The V2 rocket was launched vertically, and then curved in the air until it fell to the intended target point, using a gyroscope. When this rocket was launched, 30 seconds after liftoff, the V-2 would reach a speed of 1,235 km per hour, and in just 60 seconds, it would reach its maximum speed of 5,670 km per hour. Rocket operators could set the desired speed and timing when the rocket was launched, and once it was close to the intended position, the rocket's guidance system would deactivate, and the weapon would free fall to the ground. The V-2 rocket was first launched on September 7, 1944, targeting Paris. Unfortunately, due to a technical error, the rocket exploded shortly after launch. The following day, on September 8, 1944, the rocket was launched again, and successfully reached its target in Port d'Italy, France. In the subsequent months, V-2 rockets continued to be launched by Germany to terrorize civilians in England, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, and cities around the German-occupied territories. Thousands of buildings were severely damaged, approximately 6,000 people were injured, and 9,000 people died as a result of these attacks. Unlike the V-1 rocket, the V-2 rocket was far superior to its predecessor. It could fly at high speeds and reach Earth's atmosphere. With all its sophistication, the Allies could not intercept this weapon with aircraft or anti-aircraft weapons. It is recorded that approximately 3,172 V-2 rockets were launched during World War II. And the last launch of this rocket occurred on March 27, 1945, or 2 months before Germany surrendered to the Allies. With the surrender of Germany to the Allies, countries such as the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States rushed to seize the remaining V-2 rockets and looted spare parts, as well as recruited German engineers to work for them. At that time, the United States was somewhat fortunate, as they managed to obtain around 126 German engineers, including von Braun and Dornberger. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union acquired V-2 rocket factories and testing facilities. After the end of World War II, the V-2 rocket became the basis for the development and breakthrough of modern weapons, such as intercontinental ballistic missiles and space rockets used by the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War.